Hi, I hope you're doing well today. This is Wanjiro from Kenya to Japan, and I'm excited today because I just want to share my journey of moving from Kenya to work in Japan as an English teacher or an ALT. And I just want to share and encourage somebody who feels like they're stuck, or you feel like you need a new beginning or you feel like you just need to start afresh, start somewhere else. Whatever it is you're going through, I hope this video will encourage somebody. And this is basically sharing my journey on how I ended up leaving Kenya to work in Japan. Now, my story started from when I lost my job because of COVID. So 2019 came and COVID happened, and when COVID happened, I lost my job because my employer let us go. And of course, COVID happened and disrupted many people's lives, and I was one of those people who lost the job. This was so hard for me, and I had to leave my apartment. I was living somewhere along Thika Road, and I had to leave my apartment, and that's in Nairobi, and go back stay with my mom. So I call my mom and I tell her, hey mom, you know what, I don't have a job beginning of January, because actually the last time I worked was December 2019, yes. And I said, Mom, I don't have a job, so my son and I, can we come and stay with you? And thank God for good moms, because my mom said, yes, of course, this is home for you, please come. So I went home, and beginning of 2020, I had no idea where my life was heading. I had no idea how my year is gonna look like. It was difficult. It was the hardest time because I have a son, and of course I've gone back to live with my mom, and I'm like, what is happening? What do I do? But one thing I know is that if you put your faith in God, He will never disappoint you. If you put your faith in Jesus, He will never disappoint you. I am a witness. I have gone through so much in my life, and there's so much that I have seen God do. There are times where I felt like I was sinking, but when I called on Jesus, He always comes through. So this is just to encourage somebody, no matter what you're going through right now. It looks dark, it looks difficult, but trust in God. Trust in God. So 2020 comes, and I'm at home, and I'm like, what do I do with my life? What should I do? And you know what? It was an interesting time because everybody is facing COVID. People are losing jobs, and definitely people are not getting jobs. So what happened is, one time I was in a Zoom fellowship, and when I joined the Zoom fellowship, someone in the Zoom fellowship sent me a message. I'd never talked to this person. I'd never seen them before, and they sent me a message and they just said hi, and then we talked a little bit from there, and then the person asked me, oh, would you be willing to help me with homeschooling my son? And I was like, okay, first of all, I was not a teacher. My background was not teaching. My background was mostly I had done communication and sociology. That was my degree, communication and sociology. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a chance. And so I remember the first time, because schools had closed and there was COVID and children were at home. So at first there were no notes, and there was no books, there was nothing. So I'd just like prepare a lesson and then engage the student. Okay, the interesting part is the student was in Europe and I was in Kenya, but we did Zoom. So we'd log in, and then I'd give him we'd do something. So I'll basically research, come up with lesson plan, do lessons, and then when he joins, we do it together and we cover. We started with a few hours, but then later on, the student, COVID was taking so long, so the parents signed him up for for an online school. Yeah, I think for a school that's online, so we're able to get lessons for every day. So time became, we had more time, and at least we had content. So for every day, so I didn't have to really do preparation of content and all that. So this was a miracle for me. Honestly, it was a blessing, and it was a door that God opened that I had imagined, because I never imagined teaching would end up being something that I embrace and love so much. So anyway, now the other interesting thing is the father of my student was a lecturer in China. So, and once when we talked, and he told me, oh, you could actually end up teaching, and he advised me to do TEFL, and I ended up doing TEFL, taking up TEFL course, and actually he told me to apply for a job in China teaching. I remember it was Shanghai. Then I applied, and of course got interviewed, but of course because of COVID I could not travel. But because I had done TEFL, I decided to apply to check other countries. I had never imagined Japan would be a place that I would end up going, because I just knew Japan is like a place that's so far away, and and we only get cars from there. But interesting. So I went on LinkedIn, and I just Googled teaching jobs in Japan. Not Japan, but I just Googled. I just searched for teaching jobs, English teaching jobs. So that's ALT jobs. Okay, so, and I got so many, so many jobs, and there were like so many jobs. Most of them China, a lot of Asian countries, China, Spain, Mexico, so many places. So I actually applied. I applied so many jobs, but of course that time was like so hard because of COVID and all that, and of course nobody's traveling. But you can see there's need for teachers, and I applied for some. Most of them I got a no. Others I got not now. Others, mail us another time, next year, or when COVID things go down. But then I came across Interact. And when I came across Interact on LinkedIn, I saw the link for application, and off I went and applied. So when I applied, I got a response, your application has been received, and yada yada, all that, and then you'll hear from us in a few days. I was excited. I was so excited, because this meant that, wow, you mean Japan? So I went to the to Google Maps, and I checked where Japan was. It is so far away. And I was like, is this possible? Is this a dream or what? And when I went to check online, I went to YouTube. Quickly went to YouTube. I couldn't find information, but I came across people who talk about teaching English in Japan. And I was like, my goodness, this is a thing. And I checked a lot of YouTube. I followed people. I subscribed. And people, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This information is important. And honestly, I appreciate those people who make content, because it is through such content that we learn about things that we would never know about. And that's why I really make this content, because I believe there are people who will benefit from this content, and it will help them to either apply or get a job. And this has already happened. I know there are people who benefited from my content, and they have applied, and they already got jobs, and they're traveling. Now, I don't want to make this video long, but please tune in for part 2, because I want to share part 2 about now my interview process and what happened. And yeah, please do leave me a message. If you have any question, please do leave me a question, and I will try my best to answer. And thank you so much. And I'm also excited to say that I'll be doing a conference, a Zoom conference. This is like celebrating my birthday because this is my birthday month. And I want to do a Zoom conference for all those people who follow me, for those people who have questions. And I get a lot of messages and I'm not able to really answer fully. So I'm going to do a Zoom conference next month in March. So please do send me an email. I always leave my email here. If you have any question, send me your email and your name if you want to be in my Zoom conference. And I will be sure to let you know about that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Watch out for part 2. Thank you and God bless you all. Bye for now.